Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I appreciate that you guys listening to my topic about the creation of Almighty God, and also in the last two breaks I talk about the creation of Almighty God and through to the book of Torah, and now I am trying to bring the information from the Holy Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explain or give you hints that you have to understand about the creation. Because the other before Quran did not have such a explanation. He did not give, like I mentioned, maybe at that time Allah knew that it was not workable. When he designed something, and he knows which kind, what time, what will be good for to use it. If it is, for example, we have a diamond. If we diamond, we have what we can do. So the time we should have ring on it in the bottom, and should be around the people, or to show off that is worth it. Other than that, if it is a diamond in your pocket and somewhere, what this means is not necessary to even to have it that. But however, all the creations which Allah created has a certain value, certain time, for a certain way it is to be used. Other than that, he knew that he didn't put it on the first time of the life. So, however, about the creation, which is the other non-believer, the things different. The thing about for example, about the Big Bang. About the Big Bang, they mention it. So it is for example, some voice come and then disperse all around, and then makes solar system, and then one of them is Earth, and then then monkey was come out, and then monkey was styled by nature, this, but all again is nonsense. Almighty God has a reason, has a explanation about these all argument. These are all questioning. These are all things that answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by himself in the Quran about his own creations. And then first of all, he mentioned that about the creation in the verse of Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Inna fis samawati wal ardi la ayatin lil mu'minin. First of all, this is the most important. Means this sky or the heaven and the earth, that is the sign or the wisdom or the sign, something that for the one who is mu'minin, for the believer. Not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about those who are disbeliever. His explanation, his teaching, his guidance for good, for prosperity, for all things, for only mu'minin. Lil mu'minin, la ayatin lil mu'minin. This is one of the headline. And then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about the creation he's talking now. Not about the naturally does. No, it's not naturally. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had a plan, has already designed it, has already drafted. Mighty. This, and then he said again, وَفِي خَلْقِكُمْ وَمَا يَبُثُّ مِنْ دَابَّةٍ آيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يُوقِنُونَ. So it means they tell you, they give you the point that you have to think about those animals, those all hayya, or those all that is, have a life on the earth. And these are all such as animal, any things that has behind of this wisdom. But the fi khalqikum, for the how he created, how he khalqikum in the creation of the or these which is in the earth, on the earth, me also and you also and all the other the animals also. Ayatun liqawmi yuqinun. It means the one who is to accept it, to say yes, to say correct, not reject it. This is a kind of we can say iman. You have to have iman about it. If the one has no iman, and then still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not bring the subject. And after that, about the creation he's talking. He's bringing the top of the main point. Like I mentioned about someone make a car, and then he has to have a tool, he has to have this, and then he has to know the employee. Those all things consider as one things to could provide to create something new. Same thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he's talking about to teach again, to understand. It's not only by randomly, it does not happen. It has some wisdom behind it, a secret behind it, hikmah behind it. And then they said after that about the creation, to about this whole system of solars, of system as way of life. I'm saying واختلاف الليل والنهار وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وتصريف رياح آيات لقوم يعقلون. Subhanallah. This is also now it is give you the explanation about the creations. What is that? This is اختلاف الليل والنهار. First of all, we know the layl, day, and then nahar. The nahar is day and layl is night. During the night and day, first of all, against each other. But at the same time, it is these two things. The two, there has some distinguish, some difference is behind this. And that there why is coming day and why is coming night, after the night of day or after the day and night, because at that behind of these two or in between there is a secret, a wisdom. If it is not to be, it is something like you have, like I mentioned about the diamond is in your pocket. What makes it different? Nothing. Has to have some and move all it, to move it. That ikhtilaf is moving. That move is bringing some secret, some kind of fruit to do something about it. واختلاف الليل والنهار, and then after that وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها. It is talking about the nature of their life. If the nature of the earth if it is not without water, how to bring life? Everything is dying. Of course, the nature of the earth after winter and is dying all. But this in the winter again is snowing and raining, that bring back again the nature hayat. At the same time, rizqin. It is really, if it is not, think how the human being be alive. Again, what is the ayatin liqawmin yaqilun? The one who is understand, the one who is make a mind. So this is about the God creation to point to teach, to understand. But this kind of explanation, it was not in the Torah or in the Bibles. Now we come about the Big Bang. So the Big Bang is like I mentioned it. They are saying this is naturally has come out and so on, and then and so on come out by itself as the one. This is all nonsense. But what to say of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this? At the same time, I have to go back a bit about the creation and the natural creation is also, that is the ahya, there's a tashrif al-riyah. There's tashrif al-riyah means even though those two things was moved, and at the same time there is something else to be make it in order to practical. That was the riyah, is the wind. For example, in the summer and the spring, well, how the trees going to be make to understand, to give them teaching, to stand up, go ahead, is now your time. They moved it, and the wind is pushing. So this is all about. At the same time, when the time of Adam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave and the tool was the angels, and at the same time the ruh, the soul, was gave them to come out, even though his wisdom is on that. Inshallah, I will talk about more. Anyway, I'm sorry about the Big Bang. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also is saying that is those people knows that there is some knowledge, there is the proof, but still the proof, the people do not agree to this is be right, and that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala call them kafirin, or the one is hiding. They know, they see today is night, now is day, and the sun is there, or the mountain is there, but still they thinking no, it is but natural it is, but no, it's behind of beside that this there is a secret, there is a wisdom is involved. That's why I say awalam yaral lazina kafaru, and those who become not agree or hiding about what? About anna samawati wal ardi kanata rataqa, the one who is in a that was those two things was the earth and samawat, the both heaven was, and that's at the same time he was one. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala فَفَقْتَنَاهُمَا, and then he dispersed two of them. One is because Allah's creation all the time is not one. Everything has to be two. It's because He is the one only. He did not want to create anything one. Because of Himself, He has one only. This is his choice. He, however, through to the Big Bang, there is explanation, not the way which they are thinking. So this is the heaven and earth was together, and he dispersed two, and from that two also, and then وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلُّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Then again, during the dispersing, let's go one side, the other one, in between of those time, those moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create water. At the same time for insan, and then same thing when it was created from the dust, and then turn it to the water, because of the water is the source of hayat, of source of life. So the same thing, and about the natural of the Big Bang. This is the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned. Also, again he says summa stawa ila samai. This is another ayat. This is all separate ayat, but separate part of Quran. Is not make sure that it's not the same page. Then the other place Allah subhanahu